Hey everyone, welcome to our Bitcoin video for today. Before I get started, this isn't financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. I'm just here to give my opinion on the market. This market is extremely volatile and dangerous, and so be careful out there and trade safely. All right, taking a look at Bitcoin, we did a video on this yesterday and also the day before. When we were up here in this range, we were talking about the consolidation. If we started to consolidate in this red area, we were likely going to break down, which is exactly what has happened. All right, so now the question is, what are we going to be doing next? Okay, so I'm paying attention to this horizontal here, which is about 74.50. This was support here in this level. It was support again here. It was also support down here. And then it ended up being a little bit of support here on the way back down. And then we broke down, and now it has been resistance twice. So now the question is, all right, is this going to continue to hold? Are we going to see continuation to the upside, or are we going to continue to break down? All right, so let's take a look at some of our moving averages here. We haven't taken a look at our moving averages in a while, and I do want to give those a little bit of love. So we can see here the 21 exponential crossed below the 100 exponential when the price was down here, hovering right around the 200 simple moving average on the hourly. We were seeing this as support for a while, breaking above, and now we are trading consistently below, and the 21 exponential has crossed below the 200 simple moving average, which is not a good sign. If this 55 gets close to this 200 simple moving average, sure, there might be a little bit of a rally up, but nonetheless, it does look like we do want to break down, and I hate to be the guy saying that, but it does look like it. As far as the 200 simple moving average goes, the last time we were in a cluster similar to where we are now is when the price was up here at about $9,200. And we had a nice massive sell-off here, and then we moved sideways. We had a push up, we got a rejection off the 200 simple again, and we just kind of rolled over at that point. Now, yes, we have had some movement above this. Looking at this from a fractal, right, it's not going to be exactly the same, but you can see we had a nice push up and down, consolidation, push up, push down, we consolidated below it, and then we rolled over. And then right here, push up, move down, push up, move down, up, down, then we're consolidating lower. And this is likely is going to take a little bit of time to happen, a little bit of time to play out, but this does look like we do want to move to the downside. It does look like it's going to be kind of ugly. It does not look good. This doesn't look constructive for bullish sentiment, at least for the time being. I will say that this 72.25 mark, this is pretty critical support level, but I do believe that it is very, very possible for us to come back down here to 7,000. We do have a little bit of a wedge meme going on, so let me go ahead and hide our moving averages. So we've taken a look. Actually, before I hide this and before I drill into that, let's look at a higher time frame real quick. Let's take a look at what our 4-hour looks like. So our 4-hour, the 21 tried to cross above the 55. It didn't happen. So all of our major moving averages are still on a bearish formation. So all of our major moving averages, basically ever since this date right here, about November 18th, starting here November 14th through the 18th, all of our major moving averages are crossed bearish right now. It does look like we do want to move to the upside. The 4-hour does look like it wants to move up, but we continue getting a rejection here at the 21. So unless we can close a 4-hour above 7,400, I do think that we are going to see more downside. If we do cross above that, I'll see some resistance here at about 74.65. Finally, we're looking at about 76, 75 to 7,700 for a little bit of resistance, and so I do see that. And of course, as these candles close and continue to close below this 21 exponential, these moving averages are going to continue to be curved downward. Taking a look at the daily, the 200 simple on the daily is, it was on a bullish slope, and it recently has started to level off, which is also not good. And we're talking like the entire move up that we've had, this 200 simple moving average has been curved to the upside. Now, this doesn't say this can't continue to move to the upside, but we are quickly approaching a point where this is going to move to the downside. We have to really move up here. We've really got to move up to 9,600 to 10,000 for us to, keep this 200 simple moving to the upside. And of course, as we know, the last time this price, this moving average kind of leveled off was back here on June 3rd of 2018, and we were moving down. We were continuing to move down. We were basically right here where we are right now. Right here where the price was about 77.64, and coincidentally, it's almost exactly where we're at right now. And then moving to the downside here was what was in our future, moving back here to support. So this could move us back down to this 5,800, 6,000 level. This could be what happens next. I say could be because we don't know with all amounts of certainty what is going to happen next. It is very possible that we do break above this, but we got rejection here at the 21 exponential on the daily here at about 7,900, and we've been continuing to move down. So not looking too good for the short term. But the long term, that's anybody's guess. Let me go ahead and remove our moving averages here. I'm going to move to a different exchange and show you something that I had pointed out a long time ago, and a lot of people were looking at me like I was absolutely crazy, had me second guessing myself. So let's take a look at Bitcoin on the Coinbase chart, and let's move to the daily time frame. I'm not going to look at Coinbase because I've got some other things on there that I want to keep. So here we are. All right, so we're going to take a look here on Bitstamp. This is going to be very interesting and probably will. A lot of people aren't going to like this. Let me put on my magnet tool here. So we're going to catch the top right there. Then we're going to catch the bottom down here. And we're going to pull ourselves up here. Okay, so this is very interesting. This is very interesting for us here because we've been staying in this upper quadrant of this, of this pitchfork, and although I don't want to see this happen, there's an 80% probability that we hit this median line. Now, it is possible that I could make this work to bull's favor, and we've already touched that. And that is quite possible that could be what happens. I could go into a modified shift and say, okay, well, maybe we do come back down here, which would be our 5,800 mark. So there's a few different ways to look at this. Of course, there's a bias to any analysis to say, oh, okay, well, we've already hit this, so now we can only go up. Well, it's possible, but we're still looking up here at this 8,200 level before we see another move to the downside. I tend to say that we have a modified shift going on here, or we have a regular pitchfork going on. So the modified shift at least gets us down here to this level. If it takes us longer, then it is possible that we go lower. If we're taking a look at January, February, we could come back down here to 5,000. I'm still looking at 5,500 to 6,200 as a means for a bottom down here. But if we take a look at this from an original pitchfork idea, it is very not likely but plausible that we do come back down. This kind of goes to one of the more prominent analysts out there saying, we're going to be going down here to $1,000. It's possible. I'm not saying it's probable, but it is possible. If we break down below this quadrant, which is, again, sitting right here at about 5,800 or so, if we break down below this, I would say the likelihood of coming back down to 4,800 to 4,500, this level down here, it is very possible that we do that. But, we're just going to have to take it, one day at a time. It does look like we're going to have some downside to our future. So what I plan on doing is looking at this move up here to 8,200, shorting 8,200, and then taking the move down to 56 to 5,800, and kind of waiting that out and seeing what happens there. Going back to my idea where I might hedge a long position, keep the short at 8,200, hedge a long position here to to make back anything that the market gives me on a move up to the upside. But in the event that we do have a move to the downside, I want to keep this short at 8,200 open, especially if funding is in my favor. So that's kind of what my plan is on Bitcoin right now. I know that that's probably a bit extreme that to say that we might actually go down to $1,000, but right now I'm keeping my thought, keeping my bias at 5,500, 5,800, 6,200, somewhere in that range. Likely it's going to be where we land. Going back to the BitMEX chart here on the hourly, we've been keeping an eye on this for so long. Seeing this move down here to the 618, at least for the extreme short term, to get us that move up to about 8,200, which is going to be the 618, to the downside, which that will be likely what gets us down here to our 5,800 level. So in other words, what I'm expecting here is we've got this move up here, get this spike down here to kind of fake some people out, and then we're going to see this move, this 1, 2, 3 up here, and then we're going to see this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this 5 to get us all the way down here. This could take us to mid-December by the way that it looks. It could be Christmas Day where we get this move down here to 5,900, but nonetheless, for a short-term long position, that could probably work out to get us up here to this 8,200 mark. But I do think that you can get a little bit of a better entry. A good entry would have been down here to about 7,150 or so. But really, the 7,000 level would be the ultimate level to get a short-term long swing to 8,200. Then I would definitely be looking to short 8,200 to get us down here to this 5,800, 5,900 level. So that's kind of where I'm looking for that. So that's my thoughts on Bitcoin. If you do have any questions, I'm always in the Discord. I've got some things going on right now, so I might be spotty throughout the week. But nonetheless, if you need an invite to the Discord, I know I've got a couple invites I need to send out. Throw it a comment, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We are looking to grow our subscriber base here. So if you'd be so kind as to click the like and the subscribe button, we'll be more than happy to keep these videos pumping out. Throw in some comments for things you'd like for me to take a look at. Right now, I really focus on Bitcoin. I focus on Chainlink. Sometimes I'll do some Lumens and some other things. Looking at Cardano right now, but if you have anything that you'd like for me to take a look at, just go ahead and throw in a comment. I'd be more than happy to do that for you. So anyways, wherever you are in the world, hope you're having a good day, good night, good evening, and I will catch you all in the Discord later.